You know those top mangas you need to read type of videos on YouTube? I've seen them a lot, but I never watched them, cause I never fuck with manga like that. I don't watch anime YouTubers in general often anymore, cause to be honest there's just lots of other shit I'd rather watch on YouTube. But if I was watching an anime YouTuber, it wouldn't be on manga recommendations. But something clicked in the past few months, and I started to actively seek out manga. So I was browsing some manga YouTubers channels to see where the good shit's at. I was looking at a bunch of different channels. Alex, Sufferance, Maxmans, and some others I can't remember right now, to see what kind of mangas are good right now. And there's two specifically that left the biggest impression on me. By coincidence, both of them were assistants of Fujimoto, who made Chainsaw Man. The first manga was Ayashimon. It came out like half a year ago, I think. It stopped at chapter 26, cause for some reason Shonen just cancelled the manga. The last like 2 chapters rushed straight to the beginning of what should have been the last fight for the series. So they basically got to bleach sentence and got cut early. Something about it not doing well in Japan, even though it did good in the West. And Japan is their main demographic, so it makes sense that they have more influence on what shonens keep going or not. There were battle shonens that came out around the same time, and they were a little bit too similar to each other, and they ended up deciding to cut Ayashimon, so they got booted and kicked out of shonen. I don't know if it's possible, but couldn't they just continue it in another magazine? I don't know anything about the legal side of manga, like if shonen has the rights to all of it since it was published there. But I mean Araki basically did that with JoJo. It has more freedom cause I mean it's JoJo. That's just one of the biggest mangas all time, but I think manga authors can just move to different magazines if they want to. I'll probably still make a video on it though. I think it's still pretty good, even if it's not gonna finish. The other manga I just started reading, like I'm midway through the first chapter right now, I just decided to say shit about it now cause I know I'm gonna like it. You could tell Tatsu had an influence on the weird shit that happens in Chainsaw Man. Either that or Fujimoto's style rubbed off onto him. I mean there's that one clip on YouTube where he tries to fly. Literally the alternate universe clip of that one black kid that tried to go Super Saiyan. Dandadan compiled all the weird shit from Chainsaw Man into the first chapter. They start out pretty generic, with it being in a high school setting, but the MC's a girl, which isn't too common now. I mean I think it's more one of those dual MC type of stories, but we get introduced to her first. Her name's Ayase and she just got dumped. She walks around the school a little, bumps into the second MC, and saves him from bullying. Or I mean being bullied. He's not though, you know what I mean. Okaran's the guy she just saved. He meets her in the hall and tells her about Obama's from Mars, or some shit like that, and that they're getting ready for a space war. She makes fun of him for believing aliens are real, and then Okaran makes fun of her for believing in ghosts. So they have a test of courage at the same time, to prove one is real and the other is fake. Everything's fine mostly until Okaran's going down a dark tunnel. I don't know why every ghost story right here in Japan takes place in a tunnel. That's just a hotspot I guess for paranormal activity. Okaran goes down the tunnel, and some Native American old lady gives him an offer of a lifetime. I won't say it cause it might get this shit taken down, but it was definitely a transaction I guess you could say. Okaran declines the offer respectfully and starts walking out the tunnel, but this Native American nigga's persistent. She calls upon the power of her ancestors and starts dashing to him, to try and have him reconsider. And then on Ayase's end she has 3 isekai authors come up to her. They try to recommend her their mangas about a black haired kid getting hit by a truck. She declines like Okaran, but the manga authors are more persistent than the Native American. They grab her and put her in a time chamber looking thing. They say they're aliens and start talking about cloning, and something about bananas. Then one of them pulls out their plus 12 upgraded schlong. Okaran comes to save her at the right time by traveling through her phone somehow. He's half merged with the Native American somehow, so I guess they came to a compromise on her offer. Okaran wears the Native American like she's a symbiote from Venom. He can't really control it yet, but he got a buff from wearing the Native American lady. So from time to time she takes over to say her favorite catchphrase, something about bananas. But instead of just beating the shit out of the alien guys, he bites out their dicks and ass, all in one bite too. And that's pretty much where I stopped reading the manga, so I can go make a video on it. Really not all that much happened yet to be honest. I still don't know why the fuck a Native American was in Japan, and the whole situation with the aliens. I just know that wherever the manga decides to go from here, I'm gonna like it. I don't want to say it's gonna be the same as Chainsaw Man, or similar. Denji's nothing like either of the MCs in the Dandadan. The name's a little hard to say, I'm not gonna lie. They don't have that I don't give a shit about anything type of attitude. But I think it has that weird fever dreaming vibe I get from reading a weird Chainsaw Man chapter. A lot of people probably compare the two of them, since it's an assistant breaking off to make their own manga. It's obviously not the same type of story though. Past the fever dream stuff, the similarities between them end. At least that's what I'm guessing being halfway done through chapter 1. The way it starts off as a relatively normal story, and then nosedives into some weird shit, definitely feels similar though. That's really all I can say being half a chapter into the manga. I mean I was able to say this much from 20 panels, so I guess that says something about the type of impression it gave to me. If you wanna go off that, if you enjoyed, go watch some of my other videos about anime shit. That's all I have to say though. Peace.